Good morning, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Well, little Timmy, you stand. You, st- you, st- you stand at the entrance of Toys R Us. Yes, we're dating this a couple
Oh
of years
man,
ago when
that's
Toys R Us was open.
mm,
Timmy, you stand at the open doors of Toys R Us as the clock has struck 9 a.m. when stores are supposed to open. Back in a different world, a different life.
this
Uh,
is this is such a time capsule.
Timmy, the door's open to Toys R Us. There are other
Yay!
there are other kids gathered around you. As you know, today is the day that the Gundam 5000 nuke holding robot comes out today. And it's every kid's dream to get this toy. You and your parents run into the store as fast as possible as other kids are around you also running to the same section. First question, what do you do to get the upper hand, Timmy?
Um, how wide is the aisle?
You're running through the entrance of the doors to Toys R Us currently. So if you remember Toys R
So,
Us,
so
as it
about 10 feet.
yeah.
All right, I cast grease.
So we're in a fantasy world too? Alright, sounds good. You cast grease. And you cast it right behind you because you're just a little bit faster than the other kids. Your initiative roll is a little bit higher. You cast grease and every kid fucking falls on their ass except for like two of them. But they all boom and
Oh man,
they all hit the
get that
ground
shit
and
up on Reddit.
they all hit the ground, they crack their heads, and then the rest of them, there's only like three that made it past the grease spell, and you're like making your way, and then it's you, and then you also see your rival, Philip. He's neck and neck to you. You guys are running towards the aisle. You're running as fast as you can. And he's shoving you, you're shoving him, you're shoving each other, you're going back and forth, and you get to the aisle, and there's only one toy and three kids. What do you do?
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome of the children.
Three kids enter. One kid leaves
One
with a
kid
robot.
leaves with a robot.
And I tell my rival, "You'll never beat me, nerd."
What do you do? Do you shove him? Do you stab him with the nearest toy?
I pick up the toy and I hit him with it.
Oh, wait, you're gonna break the toy! Alright, you pick up the toy and you just boom in slow motion fashion, just smash it across his face, box and all, and you see a couple teeth, a little bit of blood come out and strip across the hallway here in the aisles. And then you look at your toy and it's covered in blood and the head's like kind of broken off. But you Timmy have the toy. And
Someday I'll
standing,
tell my
go ahead.
someday I'll tell my grandchildren this story of how I got this.
You walk out
This
of
is
the
my D-Day.
Timmy, you walk out of the aisle victorious. As you do, standing at the end of the aisle are all of the parents of all the kids that are also there. As they all look in horrifying glances and look all to your parents, and your parents just stand in fear.
Timmy just JoJo walks his way right past him.
Straight to the counter. Ugh. And that's the story of how Timmy got the Gundam 5000 nuke holding robot. Good morning, guys. Good morning. This is Slaying Dragons. That's my Slaying Dragons. In the
This is what
morning. This is.
this is what I say to those parents.
Oh, you. Oh, you're approaching me? Yes, good mug, good mug. Good morning, guys. Slaying Dragons in the Morning is back. We skipped 1 week. Sorry about that. I am your host, Hunter.
It's me. Joey.
It's a me, a Joey. So Joey has showed his mug, and last episode I had debuted the cozies of Hunter's Etsy cans. Well, today I have another cozy and something a little bit extra. So today, Hunter's cozy is "Don't you forget about me." Just don't. Don't forget about me. From the famous movie Avengers.
You know, you know. um, the best
Right,
way,
it's Tony Stark.
to not forget about us is like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. That's YouTube. Like and subscribe. Oh right, this goes on YouTube too. Like and subscribe. But then also follow us on Twitch so you can know when we go live every Thursday morning. Now also, the other cup I have today. Now this is crazy, guys. I have two cups this time. Two cups. 102 cups. Um, we have the Mind Flare Goblet. Mmm. Ah, I let that get warm. it's it's delicious.
That's why I waited to make my coffee this week, because last week it was like, this is horrible.
delicious brain juice. Oh my god.
Brains are best served chilled. So
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna dump that out. So, first thing that I think we'll talk about today, I think we should just go into the Baldur's Gate 3 update. Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think that's some pretty big news. Technically, it's something that came out. Well, the update, not the update, but the news of the update came out like a week ago, which would have been last week's topic, but we didn't. We were. But
Foolish.
Yes, we are foolish. Baldur's Gate 3 is getting its fourth patch, its fourth update. A couple of things are coming with that. One, we are getting the new, because you can't say improved because it wasn't there yet. The new class, Druid. If you,
Druid.
yeah, and if you watch this show, you should obviously know what a Druid is. If you don't, then pick up a player's handbook.
They're nature magic.
They're nature magic. They're nature mages. Nature wizards. But they got added to Baldur's Gate 3, or at least they will be with Update 4. And then a bunch of other updates or stuff that came with the update is quality of life control and some multiplayer stuff. Things like they're adding a torch toggle button. Because before you had to like equip a torch and it was like this whole hassle thing, but now you can just click this toggled button for torch and boop boop, and which is really cool for characters that don't have dark vision. If you like to play humans, like me, I had to sneeze. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die.
I mean,
people, yeah.
all the races have dark vision though, besides human and halfling, right?
Gnome? Does Gnome have dark vision?
Gnome has dark vision.
Does it?
At least the rock gnomes do.
I don't think the Gith have dark vision.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aren't they perfect beings?
I don't know. I guess if you're Lizelle, maybe. Oh my god, it's the first time I remember her name.
You haven't even seen my final form.
The Gith remind me of like Cell. Like they're all just cells.
No, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. They're not at their perfect form yet. But yeah, Update 4 is going to be pretty cool. The only thing about Update 4, which kind of stinks, is that anything you have had from the previous versions will be gone. You can't move over any of your saves. All the progress you've had is gone. They do have an option where you can go back and play on those patches, but then you're missing out on all the new stuff they add, so it's like, meh. But honestly, for me, I think that's okay, because like I don't mind going back through and playing stuff again as a different character, potentially, even though I liked my character from before. But it does open up the possibility for me and Joey, finally, to do our Situm Extra with the Baldur's Gate 3 Update 4.
Yeah.
What else about it are you excited about, Joey, for the new update?
I'd be interested to see like little stuff that they add. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not a big druid person.
I'm not either. I do like. I mean, I'm wondering just because for anyone who's
B
played it,
shape might be fun.
yeah, B shape will be cool. I'm just wondering what type of conversation stuff gets added because of Druid.
Hmm.
That'll be cool, especially because there's the Druid
I mean, it's
Enclave.
like there's a major part of the story that has like
Druids in
druid
it.
stuff. So
Yeah. So it'll be fun to see how being a druid can affect that and make it either better or worse or whatever, which is cool. And the fact that even the update itself is actually adding a lot more conversation and a lot more cutscenes than it did before. And it's also supposed
right.
to extend the gameplay too, so you can play even further into the story, which is pretty cool. The one
Hopefully, we
thing
finally get Fireball.
I was just about to say, the one thing it didn't say or hasn't confirmed is whether you can go higher than level 4 yet. So if you can go higher
Just
than
give
level
us one
4,
more
just
level.
one more. That's it.
That's all we need.
Just want to be level 5. So if we get to be level 5 finally, that would be really cool. But if not, then we don't. But I would like to be. But that's enough about Baldur's Gate. I think we've talked a good amount about that because we have to get into the next topic. You choose Toby or Toby. Did I just call you Toby?
You did, yeah.
Oh my God! Good thing he's not here.
I'm leaving.
Joey. It's got a Y in there. That's why I messed it up. Joey, go ahead and pick our next topic. What should we talk about next?
Did you know that football players can be a nerd too?
What? I need one of those like and all the question marks.
Nani?
Nani? Excuse me? What do you mean? How is this possible, Joey? How is it football players can be diehard nerds?
So, former Seattle Seahawks linebacker, now Pittsburgh Steeler, Cassius Marsh, is a huge Magic the Gathering player, and he just opened
What?
his own game store.
Excuse me? This is preposterous. How could they do something like this, Joey? This is our turf, our domain. Why?
Now a
What?
jock, now a jock.
Ah, it's
Get,
all going
yeah,
downhill now. What are we gonna do?
I guess we have to go do a sport.
Oh, gross. Oh, just kidding. Uh, no, it's really cool. Of course, I think me and Joey have said it before. We like football a lot. Um, So we're gonna make a trip out to California, and we're gonna go to Cash Cards Unlimited, which is Cassius Marsh's Kate. Help me.
Cassius Marsh.
Cassius Marsh's new game store, where he has opened up and made it open to the public. It's really cool. He has there's like a trailer you can see. Um, that of like his game store, but it's really cool. It's kind of just awesome to think about how, you know, we hope to get a bunch of money. This guy has a bunch of money. He spends it on making a card store. Like it's really dope. And like just looking at Marsh, you would not be able to be like, oh, he plays Magic. Like he looks nothing like someone who would play Magic. He doesn't look like me or Joey. This dude looks like he could straight up like knock over a building. Um, and yet he is a huge Magic the Gathering nerd. He did this whole interview and like talked a whole bunch about like how he played way back when he was a kid, and then when we went to college, he stopped for a while, and then when he got drafted, it was 2016. I told you 20, or no, after I got drafted in 2014, but in 2016 he had his cards were stolen. He had like $20,000 worth of cards stolen from his car, because he had them in his car, just like us normal people do. I keep my cards in my car, so I'm always ready to play. This guy does the same thing. Um, but he had all of his cards stolen in Wizards of the Coast herd, and they gave him just like a crap ton of booster boxes to open up. That's how he began his relationship with Wizards of the Coast, which is pretty cool, man. I mean, you get all your cards stolen, and then they give you a bunch of cards. Who wants to steal my cards? um, that's really good. It's really cool. But he honestly, he is a pretty cool dude. His interview is pretty great. He talks like a pretty I don't want to say down to earth, more like down to the plains kind of guy. Get it? Magic joke. But um, but he is a huge nerd, like huge nerd. If you watch his trailer, Joey watched it this morning, like, and I sent it to him, and
He does have a trailer for his shop, by the way. We'll
yeah.
post the link in the description.
Here, I'll put it in the chat right now too.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, it's a pretty cool trailer, but you can instantly tell this guy is a huge
He's
nerd.
standing in front of this huge anime mural that he has on his.
Huge. Oh, it's so cool.
What a weeb.
What a weeb. There's also he was talking about how like what it's like to be on the team and other players like know that you're a diehard Magic fan, and he's like, it's they get curious and all this stuff. He's like, I've played with Doug Baldwin a couple times, and it's just like, what? Excuse me? Okay. Just drop a Baldwin bomb like that? God. Uh,
Doug
speak.
Baldwin, the lost Baldwin brother.
Speaking of bombs, Joey, there's a new bomb coming out, manufactured and created in the United States. You know what? That's probably wrong, but
No, that's probably right.
is that a U.S. No, whatever. It doesn't matter. Manufactured, created, and sold right here in the United States for purchase for any public citizen. You can buy this bomb, this nuke, we might say. How many FBI agents do you think just jumped into our Twitch stream?
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff and Gary, that's our... Oh my god, that's our other Cinema Extra show. It's our FBI agents talking to each other about all the stuff we search for.
Oh my god, it'd be so fun to do. Just dressed up in suits and sunglasses.
Just pretend that we're Jeff and Gary. We got it, guys. You heard it here. Don't take can't. That is ours. Our ROC.
OC.
Yep.
OC is married. Do not ship.
Yep. Joey, write that down. Oh man. Yep. There we go. That's it. We gotta buy suits now, and we have to do it. We have to. Jeff and Gary. But anyway, this nuke that you guys can buy, it is phenomenal. It has precision-like accuracy for a bomb.
Decimate your enemies.
Decimate your enemies. Destroy everything they know and love. Joey, tell them about the nuke.
It's the new Nerf tactical nuke.
I love how everything's like, it's the new Nerf tactical nuke.
Just deploy it and launch 80 darts at once at your enemies.
This thing looks like a pufferfish, first of all. the image of the actual Nerf nuke looks like a pufferfish. But I guess, yeah, it launches and then boom. I don't know if it's like a timer thing and then it like explodes in the air, or if it explodes when it makes contact with something.
On impact.
But just boom, it shoots 80 different... Gonna get 10%, 10% of your enemies. It shoots out 80 bullets at once. Yes, I have to buy 2 of them for my niece and nephews, so that when I go over to their house, it's just gonna be fucking Nerf bullets everywhere. First of all, have you had a Nerf battle in your house before, Joey?
Oh yeah.
How much of a pain is it to go pick up all the bullets?
That's the worst part.
It's the worst part of a Nerf battle. Now you have a nuke thing that launches 80 of them, and I'm gonna buy 2. Goose. Oh, it's gonna be the best. I'm gonna come up in their house too, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys," I'm gonna be like, "Oh hi, Hunter." Boom, and just fire it right into the dining room.
All I can say is it better have like a Fat Man launcher.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, too. We were just talking about this before the show, is what type of launcher it has. I don't know if you throw it like a Nerf, but, like, the back of it's flat. So it's throw it like a Nerf football. But I think it has, like, a launcher. But I think it's just, like, a stick thing. I don't think it's anything cool like a Fat Man. I think it's just, like, an RPG. Like, but still, boom, 80 bullets flying everywhere. Sergeant Schneiders, Sergeant Noodles, Sergeant's Snoodles, Sergeant's Noodles.
Man, woof, you're having trouble today.
Sergeant Schnoodles says that when they moved into their house, they found Nerf bullets in the vents. who shoots Nerf bullets into the vents? You must have bad
I mean,
aim.
they didn't shoot him there. They just wound up there.
Remember when modding Nerf guns was a big thing? I remember it, but I never did it. I didn't know how. Just make it shoot faster, right? Or are you talking about putting like
You get all the
close?
accessories from the other sets.
Oh, okay. I almost thought you were also talking about how people were buttholes, and instead of the rubber at the end, they'd put a tack through the front and make it so when you hit people, it would like puncture them. That's the real mean ones.
That's
That
how.
shit
That's
rules.
how.
That's how you cause an eye
That's how professionals play, so that you know you've been hit.
because they just stick
The
into
darts are all stuck to you.
you. Could you imagine the Nerf bomb with 80 tat bullets? Oh my god, they're just sticking in the wall and like there's an outline of a person being like.
Hey, if it doesn't make blast shadows, how can you call it a move?
Oh man. My kid does. Oh, Megan says her kid does that. Puts tacks in the in the
You,
bullets.
you know my nephews are vile, right? They're horrible creatures.
You have told me this before. Oh man.
Horrible creatures like the San Francisco school board
Oh
members.
my gosh, the San Francisco school board members. Yo, what kind of story? Like this is just
So good.
this is
So good.
literally like just a story out of like you wouldn't imagine something like this happening unless it were like in a movie. Like Joey was explaining to me earlier, where like the villain is monologuing, and then there's a microphone and everyone could hear them, like their master plan. Like it's just it doesn't seem real, but then it happens. But then it actually happens in real life. So school board members in San Francisco uh, resigned. Like all of them resigned last week. Why? Because of this. So there was a school board meeting, and it was going to be a video conference, and it was going to be streamed live. Uh, well, it I guess the stream started much earlier than they had expected, and while everyone was
You
waiting for
gotta make sure you hit them mute buttons, boy.
nobody hit the mute button. And apparently, before the superintendent arrived into the meeting, all the school board members were talking to each other. And they all started shit talking parents. Just all over the place. Started saying things like, parents only want babysitters. Why should we open up the schools? You know, like, I don't feel safe, blah, blah. And then them being like, all they want is babysitters so that they can stay home and smoke their weed and like all this. I was like, whoa! And apparently, tons of parents were watching this and just blew their spots up on like Twitter, on the stream, everything. And every single one of them just resigned afterwards. They were like, oh my god, and just all of them resigned. Didn't get fired. They just resigned. That's insane. Straight up out of a movie, like villain monologuing. Everyone heard it. Blew my mind. I just can't even. I can't even with something like that. Like, how do you come back from something like that? What? I don't even.
You don't. You
Hmm.
resign.
You resign, but then like, what do you do? Like, you go to the grocery store, someone's gonna recognize you. Like,
Oh, hey, Bill. Yeah, hey.
oh hey, and they're just like, how are your kids? And then the parents just like at school.
Doing the Elon Musk.
Ah, at school, Bill. At school. You know what's not horrible, and is actually really great and doing really great? Can you tell the people, Joey?
Viking.
Viking?
Odin.
Huh?
Odin.
Huh?
Valheim.
Valheim. Now, Valheim came out a little while ago, around our friend's birthday, or a little before his birthday.
For early access.
for early access, and me and Joey, along with a bunch of other friends, have been playing. Now, however, I have not been playing as much as Joey and others have been playing. Am not as far deep into this thing as Joey and other people are, but it's pretty cool. It's like Minecraft, but with Vikings. Um, and I don't know if I've exaggerated how much I don't like Minecraft. Um, and it's not that it's that type of games I don't like, because I like those type of games. I like the building survival thing. I like it because I play No Man's Sky, 7 Days to Die, Valheim. Like I play that stuff. It's good. I just do not like Minecraft. I do not like it at all. It's just not my game. Um, and he's wearing a creeper hat. But Valheim's really good. Joey, you have done so much more in Valheim than I have. I'm gonna let you take over. Go ahead, do your thing.
So, like I said, it's only early access, but there's so much to do in it. So it's so there's big Wind Waker vibes with the sailing. That's like the thing that I love to sail the boats.
That was gonna be my thing when we started, but that went away really fast.
But then you were gonna cook, and now
I
we
know.
don't have any food because you
I'm the
don't play.
chef. Well, you guys are literally
You
on that
think
game
you think any of
24/7.
the rest of us built a kitchen
I built a
when you
kitchen.
said you were gonna be the cook?
Dude, there's you guys play so much. I can't keep
No, but
up.
there's really good building elements, and like the boss battles have all been fun so far, and
Mhm.
it really is designed in a way that forces you uh, to want to go out and farm materials because you need them for so many different things and progression, and it's not just like, oh, I want to build Mordor in this swamp, so I'm going to get rocks.
Mhm.
But it is that too.
It's all of it
But
at
it
the
doesn't
same
have to
time.
be because you can. It's got a little bit of a WoW feel to it. Um, the raids and stuff. I don't know. It's really good, and it's like fourth on Steam's all-time list for concurrent players right now.
Yeah.
So
They actually, what was the thing you just said? They have 500,000 players now.
concurrent players, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's doing really well, especially for a game that's not even done yet. For a game that's not even done yet, it's doing really good, and I think it'll only just get better. And apparently, I read something the other day. It's like 5 people making the game. Like that's like 5 dudes made that game, and that's it. So I guess if it keeps getting traction like this, like they can put so much more into it. They can hire some more people. Like it's really good. I mean, 500,000 players. That's and the game's $20. You do the math, because I can't.
That's, that's too much math.
But it's really cool, man. It's really cool.
$10 million. Who could come to that number?
Don't let me forget to talk to you about Walking Dead after the show. Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
Think about what that means.
Think about that
Mm.
thing.
You know what you should be thinking about? You know what you should be thinking about is what's out
What?
there. What's out there, Joey? What is out there?
Snow, probably.
I meant out there, Joey, past the atmosphere, into the sky where the past where the purple worm went, all the way, just into the universe. What's out there? And for any of you who don't know and are literally living under a rock,
Purple worm re-entered the atmosphere. Confirmed.
oh, didn't happen. Um, all the way out there in the universe, guys, you got to be thinking about what's out there because last week NASA landed their new Mars rover. And one of its prime objectives is to find life on Mars. That's so cool. For anyone who's not
It's.
like super into space, it's cool. Like we're in space, another planet.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that the other Mars rover has a companion finally.
Well, the other Mars rover turned off. Remember?
Yeah, but he turned back on. He
Did he turn
fought
back?
through it.
He did turn
Power
back on.
power of his will was too
Ah,
much to
dude, and
be.
then they're gonna like meet up and be like, "What's up? What's up?" It's so cool. I hope they do like a stream for that if the rovers ever meet. But it's really cool. A new rover is now on Mars, and we're exploring planets again. And now this rover that went on there, like it's crazy to think because the original rover was like I don't even remember how many years ago, but it was a long time ago that it got launched up there, right?
Mhm.
Now, the new rover's up there with all the new technology we've come up since that rover got built. Just like all the new things we're going to be able to discover now with all this new stuff on it. It's crazy. So many new things we could potentially discover and find on Mars. And the fact that one of its objectives this time is to find life is really cool. And I think it will succeed in its mission
It'll probably
because
find some water bears.
some water bears. Wait, are you talking about Kipo water bears or are you talking
No, the little bugs,
Oh, okay.
microscopic bugs. Can't think of what
Yes.
they're actually
Microscope.
called. Water bear is their nickname.
Is that what it is? Well, that's pretty cool. They'll probably find that stuff. But I think they'll
Like
find more,
they're like
Joey.
tetrocondias or something.
Tetroton con
Just,
What?
just
Is
surprised
that a
me what
magic
they
card?
are.
What?
No,
Tetroton Condondi did what?
hang on. I've got.
We're not
You know what?
smart. We're not
I have
scientists,
Google
Joey.
too.
We can't
We're
even
not.
we're not
We're
scientists.
not
We can't talk about
scientists.
this. We don't know what this is about. We have a scientist friend who doesn't want to come on our show, which is upsetting. We need a scientist.
Tardigrades. Tardigrades.
That's an even TARDIS? Or do they just
Tar-
travel through time?
yeah, they do travel through time. They can like shut their body off and live for thousands of years.
Stop. Really?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, there's a South Park episode about them.
Wow, I want to be a water bear now.
That's how they saved football in South Park. They got all the tardigrades to be fans.
Is that what? That's not the same episode with the no touching football, right? Where Butters has his
No,
special.
no, that,
Okay.
that's a different episode.
Yo, what's it called again? What's it? Butters energy
Butters.
drink.
Uh,
What's that called? It's his energy drink, but what does he call it?
yeah, it's like his
Splurge or slurp?
secret. I
It's,
can't remember.
whatever it is, it's a fucking
It's
great
it's
episode.
Butters Kiss.
It's
Yeah,
Butters,
so.
yes. If you don't watch South Park, please go watch South Park. It's really funny. It's cool to think about because I mean, we're RPGers. We role play. We play all types of. I mean, we play Cyberpunk specifically is an actual world where living on Mars is a thing. So like,
Mhm.
just sending more stuff to Mars makes these fantasy worlds start becoming more of a reality, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I think if we could actually
We
live
got
on
a
Mars one day,
got
it'd
a
be
big
awesome.
contingent of our play group that plays Destiny, and Mars is a
I forgot.
locale there.
Mars.
That's like, oh yeah, well, let's go to Mars. It's Tuesday. We got to kill aliens.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to think about. I don't know, man. Other planets just seems really cool. And the fact that it's like potentially a real outcome, it's pretty cool. It's, years and years ago, it's something to be like, oh yeah, let's go to other planets. But now it's like, dude, we could go to other planets. You hear this? You hear this about Mars? Go to Mars, you know? It's gonna be cool. And then you can take the A track to Mars. It's just a train that goes all the way there. And it takes like
Space train.
it takes like 100 years. Space train. It's a really cool guy. Space train. It's just a spaceship. It's just a rocket ship.
What they do is they have like a mass driver, right? And they shoot it on tracks, and then it just launches it into space, and then it just goes.
And then it lands on other tracks on Mars.
Oh,
That'd
baby.
be freaking awesome. That's money right there. I'll buy $1,000 tickets for that. We're gonna get into the roleplay topic now, guys. Joey.
Character death.
Die, Joey. I'm using force choke on you through a camera. Force choke through camera.
Excuse me.
What?
I'm unable to drink correctly.
Joey's like, don't forget about
Oh
me.
God. Whew.
Anyway, we're going to be talking about how to handle character deaths in your role-playing game. Whether it's like, I don't know. Actually, there's a lot of different types of deaths in games sometimes. What can you think of, Joey, in the different type of deaths? Character purposeful
Well,
death.
what ones have we had so far
What have we had so far?
in our play group?
We've had something killing them. Right. Well, failing death saving throws. That's one way. Another one is where something just literally instantly kills you because it does so much damage, like but not
Power
limited
word
to.
kill.
Oh, power word kill. That's another one. Power word kill can instantly kill you. But not uh, like but not limited to power word kill and turning super small, going into something super small, and then you taking enough damage that reverts you back to your normal size and literally splatting on the inside of it because your body can't handle it. Uh, so there's that. Uh, there's also heroic death. Did we have a heroic death? Have we had a heroic death?
In our party,
I don't
God.
think so. Any death where someone's like, "I'll take the bullet. I'll die for you." No, I don't think that's happened. Oh, wait a minute. Well, we had it in a Mass Effect game
Hmm.
when Daniel's sister, well, in game, what was his character's name?
Garrus.
No, that's an actual character's name in Mass Effect. I can't remember what the character's name was, but his sister, like, oh no, that wasn't even a heroic death either. They accidentally shot. He accidentally shot
Yeah.
his own sister. That's what it was. I forgot. Never mind. There we have no heroic deaths. None whatsoever. None of us are heroic, even though we're all heroes.
I mean, how often do you get the opportunity though?
Ah, you know what?
Because
Toby.
you'll be like, no, I want to jump in front of it. The DM will be like, yeah, but you're not in the initiative order, so.
So sorry. Well, there's the one where Toby flipped the coin and saved his parents, but that's saving someone. He didn't die for somebody. So there's
Right.
that. Yeah. But there are many ways to die in your role-playing games, whether it's D&D, Cyberpunk, whatever it is. There are many ways to die. The question is, how do you handle it? How do you handle it as a player, and how do you handle it as a DM? One way to handle it as a DM, and this is an example of one that we had just had currently. We had a character who had died. It was pretty tragic after an emotional fight with one of the party members. That party member tried to save him, and they died instead. It was pretty emotional. But then the entire party. So it has a portion of how to react as a player and how to react as a DM. The players reacted in a way to try and bring that person back. They wanted to bring them back. So the DM has to prepare for something like that. So doing that type of thing for this character, when they brought him back, you you know it's a well, it depends on the spell, right? If someone uses something like Raise Dead, that creature has to be willing to want to come back. So you role play with that character as a DM and that player. You role play with them to find out how do you feel, like are we gonna keep going, blah blah. But you do it in a way to make the role play, interesting and all that stuff. But so one way is to, as a DM, uh, talk to that player in game as though you're the voice beyond life, and seeing if they want to come back and going from there. Uh, Joey, how would you say as a player reacting to character death? How do you handle something like that?
Well, I think there's always like a level of. Uh, you definitely go through the 5 steps of grief, right?
Super
Like
fast.
there's always anger, there's always disbelief and bargaining, and
Hmm.
but I don't know. No, it depends when the character dies, right? Like if you feel like I was perfectly okay at the point I was at last week when I started making death saving throws. I was like, well, I did this. I went out on my terms.
Hmm.
If I die here, then I'm okay with that. But then you get the other side of the story where you're like, I just found like a massive clue to like something in my character's backstory. And then, oh, I just randomly bite the dust right after that. That feels so bad.
That does. That is that. There is. You're right. I think it does come down to where they die and what timeline they die in, where in their story they're at currently, which makes sense. My and Joey's character refused to be turned away from defending the city and went down fighting a villain far beyond us to save the party as they fled.
Oh, yeah, I
Wow,
remember that
that sounds
actually.
like a heroic. That sounds like a heroic death right there. Tell us about that, Joey.
I don't remember it enough to tell the
Awesome.
story because it was like 15 years ago.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
But I do remember the event.
That's cool though. Well, there you go. That's a heroic death. If you're in chat, you get to know what that is. If you're not, too bad. Um,
Too bad.
too bad. Uh, yeah, handling character death isn't easy. It's not fun unless you're the DM. Just kidding. Uh, that's the other
I
thing
know
too.
one thing it'll do. Like if you come close a couple times, you're like, all right, hey DM, I need a backup character.
There's that too. So
So
if you
have a bullet in the chamber just in case you need to like come back. So you'll have something you want to play.
when you're ready, yeah. There's that. Yeah, if you come close a lot, it's good to definitely have some type of backup. Um, the other thing too as a DM, a lot of DMs are different with this. In a world like D&D where death isn't permanent, it's tough to make death seem scary. Do you get what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
you know, for a world where literal death is not permanent, it's hard to make dying seem scary to players. The only thing that ever makes like and that's the one thing I think I have a problem with is I can't ever get specifically Carter. um I can't ever get anyone scared about an encounter because death is not permanent. As long as one of you survives, everyone can survive. So the only way to make it even seem crazy enough is if everyone goes down. And it's tough. It's tough. Because then as a DM, you're like, oh, now I have to throw stuff at you that can potentially kill you, and then you like end up killing people, and you're like, oh fuck, how do I handle that, or how do I fix this? It is a tough balance. Um, it's they say it's easy to kill your players, but it's not easy to almost kill your players. That's the difficult part. That's the balance. Um, so there's that. But like, well, what about from a character's standpoint, Joey? How do you, a, like death itself as a player? I'm saying it doesn't seem scary to players. What like, help me with this. Help
Well,
me,
I
help you,
mean,
help you, help me.
if there's the opportunity, like death in a death and resurrection can provide a paradigm shift for a character's personality, right? I mean, that's what we saw the last time it happened
Mhm.
is a major shift in the character's philosophy and thinking.
Mhm.
So there's ways to expand on it that way. Um, but yeah, from like a DM standpoint, like the last thing you should ever want is a TPK.
Mhm.
Because like that's you taking everything you've worked on and throwing it in the garbage.
2 points.
Um, but yeah, I mean you do have to push. I think it's necessary to push, and I think players want to be pushed by combat. But at the same time, there has to be like opportunities and outs there for players to take. Um, if they don't have it, there has to be some option of escape. Like if there's no way to for the players themselves to like bring people back. Usually the players have the facilities. Like, all right, I have to be a little cautious with my spells so I can save healing words
Mhm.
in case we need them.
Right.
Or they'll have some healing potions on them, or the paladin will be like, all right, if I save enough lay on hands for each party member, I can always pop them back up.
If need be. Yeah.
um, but sometimes I think it's like you as a DM have to ask, hey, are you sure you want to burn this resource?
Kind of foreshadowing like, hey, it's very possible that you might need that later.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a good way of helping with that too.
But I mean, also setting up instances in the world where people have the option to resurrect if they are able to afford it or have built the connections for it, like we have.
Yeah, right.
Um,
You guys literally had someone you had to fly 3 days to try and save your party member. Good thing you have an
right, and
airship.
there's right. But yeah, time. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff, especially in like D&D, that facilitates resurrect. It's very much the comic book game.
Hmm. So yeah, it's it's a balancing act with a lot of different things. Low level party members, when they die, it's more permanent, but the higher level you get, death is like nothing almost, which is it's crazy. It's mm, it's tough to work with sometimes. The higher level they get, the
I
tougher it
mean,
gets.
Red raises a good point in the chat too. Like most of the time when you're fighting by yourselves in a dungeon or on a mountain or whatever.
Hmm.
If there are external stakes to the fight too, that can make it more impactful.
Like if you die, this is gonna happen type thing. If
Right.
you go down, yeah, that would make death a little bit more, because then it's not, because like you can be revived because you're like a hero, but all those villagers and whatever somewhere else, they cannot be returned. That's the other thing too, I guess, kind of helped out when we did ours the other night, is three people did still end up dying. They're part of your crew. Three people of your crew still ended up dying because of what happened, with Bert going down and you going down. So I mean, had you guys not died or gone down, what would have happened? Had you not blown up the city, what would have happened? Um, you know,
By the way, guys, I blew up a city.
looks right into the camera. By the way. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Joey got to. Joey didn't, but like he thinks he did. Blew up a city, so ninth level.
Excuse me.
What level fireball was that? It was like
A
level eight,
ninth level fireball
ninth level fireball. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty dope.
into a natural gas deposit.
Underneath of a purple worm. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Noise. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Uh, but yeah, character deaths, guys, it's tough. It's something you got to work with. It's some enemies can kill you in just one hit. Some enemies are
Or
out for your brain.
or or Dokries.
Poor Dokries. Some enemies can kill you in one hit. Some enemies really want you for your brain. So there's almost no way of bringing you back because you get turned into something else. That brings us to the monster of the week.
Class, if you'll open your monster manuals to page 221, you'll find the entry on mind flayers, or as they are
Mind flare.
properly known, the Illithid.
It is the Illithid, if you did not know that. Yeah, Mind Flares, guys. That's our monster of the week. A monster that very easily could kill your entire party with just one action. They're a tough enemy. They're tough boys, and they have a lot to them. You want to start? You want me to start, Joy?
Mind flayers, also called Illithids, are the scourge of sentient creatures across countless worlds. Psionic tyrants, slavers, and interdimensional voyagers. They are insidious masterminds that harvest entire races for their own twisted ends. Four tentacles snake from their octopus like heads, flexing in hungry anticipation whenever sentient creatures come near. In eons past, Illithids controlled empires that spanned many worlds. They subjugated and consequently warped whole races of humanoid slaves, including Githyanki and Githyar and Grimlocks and Koatoa. Conjoined by a collective consciousness, the Illithids hatch plots as far reaching and evil as their fathomless minds can conceive. Since the fall of their empire, Illithid's collectives on the material plane have resided in the Underdark.
Mind Flayers possess psionic powers that enable them to control the minds of creatures such as troglodytes, grimlocks, quaggoths, and ogres. If you don't know what a quaggoth is, go back to episode 1. Um, Illithids prefer to communicate via telepathy and use their telepathy. Telepathy. Why does that sound weird? Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Telepathy. Via telepathy, and use their telepathy when issuing commands to their thralls. When an illithid meets strong resistance, it avoids initial combat as it orders its thralls to attack. Like physical extensions of the illithid's thoughts, these thralls interpose themselves between the mind flayer and its foes, sacrificing their lives so their master can escape.
Solitary mind flayers are likely rogues and outcasts. Most illithids belong to a colony of sibling mind flayers devoted to an elder brain, a massive brain like being that resides in a briny pool near the center of a mind flayer community. From its pool, an elder brain telepathically dictates its desires to each individual mind flayer within 5 miles of it, for it is able to hold multiple mental conversations at once.
Illithids subsit on the brains of subset? On the brains of humanoids. The brains provide enzymes, hormones, and psychic energy necessary for their survival. An illithid healthy from a brain-rich diet secretes a thin glaze of mucus that coats its mauve skin. An illithid experiences euphoria as it devours the brain of a humanoid, along with its memories, personality, and innermost fears. Mind flayers will sometimes harvest a brain rather than devour it, using it as part of some alien experiment, or transforming it into an intellect devourer. So, as usual with mind flayers, this one's kind of easy but not easy to talk about. What's the best? What not the best? What's some ideas that's not the common idea for a mind flare, Joey? What do you got as a good encounter or quest or
What if
experience?
mind flayer rogue? Because it says if they get disconnected, they become outcasts.
They do.
What if it's like stalking the town and you do like a classic vampire story, except it's this mind flayer that's going around and eating people's brains,
Oh, like
and
the monster,
the
like
the
werewolf at
party
night
is
type of
trying,
thing.
yeah, the party's trying to solve
Yeah.
the mystery of what's going on
Why there's
in
all
the
these dead
city.
bodies with holes in the back of their head and their
Yeah.
brains are gone. That's really cool. I would actually really like that. That'd be a lot of fun. If anyone, you'd have to. Oh man, it'd be really good with a group that like knows nothing about D&D monsters. Oh,
Hmm.
that would be really good. I want to play that.
Or
Let's.
the twist is it wasn't a mind flayer at all, and you just set it up like one.
What would it be then if it wasn't a mind flayer?
Just some guy with a
Just some
hatchet
scientist looking for brains.
and brains.
He wants to be a mind flayer, and he thinks
Oh,
he thinks
he
eating
researched him
brains.
until he went insane.
Yep, and then he thinks he's a mind flayer, but he's not one, and he keeps eating brains, and it makes him even crazier every time. Oh
Holy shit.
man, that's really good. All right, you guys can take that one. That one's, but you just gotta credit us, okay? What things should we sign off with today here?
Oh, we got socials. They're in the description,
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm.
Um,
They're on our
so
Twitch page.
follow all those, and
Mhm.
then we've got a Discord channel. You should join that. We're a growing community. You can ask your questions there. We'll answer them on the show. We might put up polls and stuff like what coffee mug should I use this week?
Right, right. Things
Um,
like that.
Coffee mug versus cozy tournament bracket.
Don't you forget about
That
me.
that's its own stream though.
Mm, you're right. That is its own stream. We just face
Um,
off. We face off cups against each other, kind of like Shirt KO.
yeah. This is going to be up on YouTube.
Mhm.
So like, comment, sub, ring the bell, follow us here on Twitch. That's a heart, I think. Um,
It is a heart, yeah.
I don't remember what Twitch does.
They do all the things.
They do bits and poggers,
We don't have that yet. We're not affiliate yet. We're almost
right?
there.
We're not
Almost there.
powerful enough yet.
Almost there. Almost powerful enough.
Keep an eye out for Situm extra streams like Boulder's Gate and Super Mario World
Unboxings
unboxings.
and the favorite,
The
Flo-
absolute favorite.
Florida stories of the month.
Oh
Florida,
man, it's
Florida
almost
man,
it's
Florida man
almost
stories of history.
It's almost March.
It is almost March. We almost have our next Florida man coming up soon. So be ready for Florida man. Ah, man. But yeah, don't forget, join the Discord community, guys. Get in there, ask us questions, talk to us, talk to other like-minded Slayers just like you. But yeah, thank you guys. I think, oh, Joey, what's your feel-good message of the week?
Work hard every day, and you won't have to work hard on the weekends.
Yeah. And then you can just beat kids with robot toys.
Yeah, right in the stupid face.
Right in their stupid Philip face.
And even if you broke the toy, you still won the battle. You still won the war.
Oh my god, Demon Slayer. I may have won the battle, but I did not win the war.
Watch Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that's the feel good message.
I
Watch
know,
Demon
I
Slayer.
know it's trending on your Netflix. Watch it.
Hulu, Netflix, whichever it's on. Watch it. It's good. A lot of promotions this week. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. This has been Slaying Dragons in the
Hey,
Morning.
Raid Shadow Legends, get at us.
Oh, Raid Shadow Legends! I've yet to play that shit. It pops up everywhere. We should, you know what? We're gonna have to play it. Next week, we're gonna have to do our review on Raid Shadow Legends. That's it, guys.
Man.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It's time.
Yep, it's time.
This,
We are about to
this is
sell
now,
out.
This is now a Raid Shadow Legends channel.
Yes, Raid Shadow Legends. We'll get to do one of those cool commercials where we're getting so off topic. We did an episode on this already. What are we doing? Thank you guys so much for joining us. This was Slaying Dragons in the Morning. Thank you for starting your morning with us. I am your host, Hunter.
I'm Joey, as always. Have a good day.
As always, have an adventurous day, and don't stop slaying those dragons. Bye, everybody.